I have had two buyers reach out to me today asking about first-time home buyer programs. So I'm going to figure that some of y'all are interested as well. So here's what I can tell you about first-time home buyer programs. Most of what people are asking about when they speak of first-time home buyer programs is anything that provides an incentive for you to buy a house, whether it's a grant or down payment assistance or closing cost assistance, whatever that may be. Just for knowledge sake, there's not really a program that is just for first-time home buyers. So even if you aren't a first-time home buyer, you still may qualify for some of these programs. So here's what usually happens. Usually, if you are a first-time buyer, a lender will couple you with a loan that is a lower down payment option, unless you are someone out of the norm that actually has 10, 20% to put down. So there's FHA, there's VA, there's USDA, and they're all lower or no down payment options. Then they'll take those loans and couple them with a down payment assistance program. One of the really common ones that I've seen used lately and really over my career is LHC. And it's a grant that covers your down payment, which is really great. So to set realistic expectations, what is normally the buyer's responsibility within a real estate purchase is the down payment, the closing costs, but also the funds for inspections and appraisal on the property. There may be other costs associated with purchasing your property. However, those are the general fees that you will incur that you will be required to pay along the way or at closing. These fees are going to vary based on the house that you pick, how much you're spending, in terms of what the sales price is on the house. And then it's also going to differ because each home is going to have a different tax and homeowner's insurance rate. And if you have to account for flood insurance in there as well, that's a whole nother situation. But those are the things that you're going to be responsible for. So down payment assistance assists with or covers the entire down payment. It just depends on the program. But you are still responsible for your closing costs, prepaid items, inspection, and appraisal costs. How can we get around this? Well, let me tell you what I know. Let's start this section off with everything in real estate is negotiable except for the terms of your loan. So I would highly recommend that you take this with a it could happen type vibe. So what a lot of buyers have been doing lately is they will pay the seller the sales price, their listing price for the property, and then they will ask the seller to cover, a certain amount of their closing cost at closing. So if you couple the down payment assistance and the seller is willing to pay some of your closing costs, you are at an extreme discount on the cash that you have to bring to closing to actually purchase a home. I always encourage people not to think of this as you can buy a home for nothing, because it is a poor decision generally to purchase a home without being ready to do so, because you are going to take on the responsibilities of being a homeowner. If something breaks, you have to fix it. You also want to make sure that you have, your contingency budget saved up so that you aren't left house poor. If these things sound like they could be something that you're interested in the near future, give me a call. I'm happy to help and explain it further to you. Also, this is in the current market, what situations are happening. And I would always encourage you to speak with your real estate agent before you speak with anyone else. If you don't have one, I am happy to help and answer any questions that you may have.